Welcome to Bandit's Keep Actual Play. We're continuing my solo original Dungeons & Dragons campaign using Chainmail and Outdoor Survival, and we're focusing in on the hero and the Hobbit. Well, specifically the Hobbit in this case, as the hero has been captured. The Hobbit in our last session has kind of snuck into the tower where the hero is captured. They defeated some orcs pretty easily, but then the door opened and a wight entered. So let's see how this goes. Okay, the wight rolled a 5. The hero rolled a 9 plus 1, so 10. I'm just calling him here the halfling. So the Hobbit rolled a 10, and they only needed a 7. So that does 3 dice of damage, which is actually how many hit dice wight has. That kills the wight. The wight, on the other hand, needed a 8 and rolled a 5. Okay, so we do use one of our magic arrows, and we didn't need it. That's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. We've taken the wight out as well. Okay. All right. Like a killing machine in here. I kind of want to go look for treasure, but we got to save our friend. All right, so we're in this room. We look in this room, and obviously it's not occupied anymore. This room might have something in it, but nothing hurt us so far. So just to be a little more clever, the Hobbit's going to go this way, up to here, and he's going to listen at this door. He does have a cup, an air cup, which, using my rules here. Let's see, where is that? Hard leather cup for listening at doors. Adds 1 to chance of hearing noise. Okay, so he takes out his little hard leather cup, and he's going to listen. Now, because he's a halfling, he already hears something on a 1 or a 2, so it's going to be 1, 2, or 3. He'll hear anything in the room. 1. Okay, so if there's something in there, he's going to hear something. That also went in my favor. I don't know if every combat should be a scene. I feel like that whole thing was one combat. So, well, we'll call it. We'll say we're still in the same scene for a second. Right now it's going in my favor. Is there anything in this room? This originally was the, quote, zombie barracks, so I'm going to say that's very likely. So very likely means 3 cards. If any of them are yes, then there's zombies in this room. Yeah, there is. Okay, and again, we're going to multiply the number of zombies by 3 that we roll. It's going to be, I'm going to make this a d6 plus 2 since that's their barracks. Oh my god, 8. Okay, so 8, 16, and then another 8 is 24. Okay, this is less than ideal. I'm wondering, he might be thinking right now, because he can hear the zombies. It seems amazingly unlikely, but he needs to get to this door. He is pretty quiet, so I think I'm going to try to move from here to here. Now, I think that completes a scene, so now we're right here. So the first thing I'm going to say is he's going to try that. Before I let him roll for the sneaking, though, I'm just going to see, are there any zombies that are standing right here? I mean, again, I think that's very likely. And when we look at 6, we're actually going to move up once. That's has to be. So I'm going to pull 4 cards. If any of these 4 cards are yes, then there's going to be zombies right there. 1. Yeah, there are. Okay. So he opens the door quietly. He sees there's zombies there, and he does not want to get cornered. So he's going to basically fight from the doorway like he did before. Wonder actually if he can back up and use his bow. He doesn't want to back up into the room because they might come in after him. He could do that thing where you stand in the doorway and shoot them as they come through, but I don't think he can kill enough fast enough. So I think what I'll do is stand in the doorway, and we're about to go into another fight. So let's, again, we already decided that 4 zombies can fight from the door. So round 1, Hobbit kills 4 zombies. Zombies. 1 hit against him, but again, that does nothing. Round 2, Hobbit kills 3 zombies. Actually, I rolled an extra die, but that's okay. Zombies, no hits against the Hobbit. Round 3, Hobbit kills 5 zombies. No hits against the Hobbit. Round 6. Zombie kills 5 again. Okay. One hit against the Hobbit, but again, he bounces that off. Now, we've killed half the number of zombies in this room already. And I don't know. I'm going to check something. Because, again, in Chainmail, zombies do have a morale, and they can retreat. Let me see if it says one way or the other in here. Skeletons/zombies. Skeletons and zombies act only on the instructions of their motivator, be it a magic user or cleric. They're usually only found near graveyards, forsaken places, and dungeons, but there's a possibility they'll be in located art. Okay. There is never any morale check for these monsters. They will always attack until totally wiped out. Okay. There we go. That answers that question. So back into this. Hobbit attacks with 4 kills. Zombies attack. Oh, wow. These zombies are... Actually, I miscounted there. That's 10, 20. After that attack, they've killed 21 of them, so there's only 3 left. That right there is almost 1 captured Hobbit. Because, oh, you know what? You can't see this very well. I just realized that. I should probably move this forward when I'm doing the combats. They got 2 6s there, so that would have been very bad. This is the last round, so I'm going to roll zombies first. If the zombies get 3 6s out of these 4 dice, then the Hobbit is captured. Or, yeah, captured. They do not. He automatically does 3. Oh, no, hold on. That's not true. It could go another round. Yeah, there we go. He did 5, and there's only 4 left. No, sorry. He did 4, and there's only 4 left. Oh, there's only 24, not 25. So there's only 3 left. So, yes, he would have... Okay. So, for those keeping track, he has now killed 39 zombies as he moves into here and down the stairs. Coming down the stairs here, I'm going to roll for the silent movement. So again, looking at my rules for move silently, basically the way it works is you roll 2d6. You can see that. Actually, I'm going to put it here. Let me rearrange a little bit. We don't need to show him all the time. Maybe we do, I don't know. We'll do that because you want to know where he is on the map. We want to know what he's rolling, and that's our Hobbit. Okay, so the way these rules work is you roll 2d6, and the goal is to get a 12. I just rolled an 11. Okay, so that's very good off the bat, but you roll 2d6, and then your goal is to get a 12. You modify it based on situations. So, moving silently. Soft leather boots he does not have because he is barefoot. Barefoot plus 4. So that's currently a... That's currently a 15. Hobbits plus 4. That's currently a 17. No, plus 4 is 19. Metal armor minus 2, so it drops him down to 17. Oh, that's why I did that. And heavenly. It actually does say. Oh no, it doesn't. It says heavily. Heavily laden minus 1. He's not heavily laden, but basically because he's barefoot and Hobbit, he gets, and even with the armor, he gets a plus 6. And again, he rolled an 11. So. He moves absolutely, totally silently. And if you do that, then you automatically gain surprise. And that's basically what he's going to take advantage of when he comes down to room 10, which is the cellar. Now, if I remember right, this was like a storage area. This is a storage cellar. All around the walls are shelves. Okay. Huh, actually, there's actually zombies in here. That's right. There is a trap door in the floor that goes down to a well because there's nothing there that we can... All right, so basically, we've got some zombies in this room. You know, again, I think that makes sense. So it says 4 in here, so let's just go by that. So 4, 8, 12. There's 12 zombies down here, but I get surprised. So I'm going to jump in the first round, and I'm just going to start hacking these zombies apart. Okay, I only take out 3 of them. Now, before I do the next round of combat, let us determine a couple things. So this has all been going in my favor. We're still in the same scene. So it's pretty likely that I believe the cage, where was that cage? It was either an 11 or 12. Cage would, Okay. It was an 11. Okay, so it's very likely, but then, so this is the wizard's workroom, and then this is the study. So in the workroom was the cage. So it's kind of likely that I don't really know. So would the vampire, this is where we're going to use mythic. Would the vampire, number one, I believe that it's very likely that they just put the hero in a cage, because that seems like something a vampire would do. So instead of doing all this, though, let's jump over and use a different oracle. This is roll the bones. What I'm going to do is, number one, I'm going to say, is the hero in a cage in this room? No, and something bad. Well, so that means something bad would probably mean that the hero is in this room, number one, because they got to be somewhere. And the something bad here is probably the vampires in that room. So let's use mythic for this. Is the vampire in the room? And again, I think that's, now that we just rolled that, I would say that's likely. And we're going to go up one. So it's very likely. If either one of these two is a yes, then the vampire's in this room. If not, then there's something else bad in there, maybe a trap or something. Yes, okay, so the vampire's in there. So now, this is why I wanted to do this. Each round of combat, I'm going to make a listen check for the vampire to see if it hears the combat going on. So here we go. After that first round of combat, did the vampire hear it? If it gets a 1 or a 2, it hears it. It does. Okay. Vampire hears a combat going on. Lesser vampire, as it would be. What does it do? Let me see if there's any options where it might try to take the hero out. Okay, the workroom basically is like there's nothing particularly good, like it's like a laboratory. The study, which is basically where the hero is currently, is just got books and stuff, tapestries. Okay, so nothing here that, again, would be completely... Okay, no. There's no reason why the vampire would go back to the study, except to go back to where the hero is. Now, that's very kind of villain, right? If you're watching like a James Bond movie, the villain's not going to come in here and fight. He's going to go back and stand by the hero. So, for epic reasons, I feel like that's likely. So, does the vampire go back into the room where the hero is, so that he can basically stand over the hero when the Hobbit gets there? We're going to say likely. 2 cards if either one are yes. Oh, again, I'm going to move up 1, so very likely. If 3 cards, if any of these are yes, then yes. Exceptional yes. So the vampire struts into the room with the hero. Aha! They've come to try to rescue you. Good luck to them. They'll find you here, suffering, that kind of thing. And the Hobbit continues to fight. So round 2. Hobbit attacks. Only taking out 3. I think I may have been doing too much before, but that's okay. Zombies attack. Ooh, again, 2, not dead. Close. Hobbit attacks. There they take out 4. Zombies attack. None. Hobbit attacks. Takes out 4. That is actually 13, so all the zombies are dead. Zombies still get to attack back, though. Nothing. All right. If they had taken the Hobbit out at that point, they would have brought him into the room where the vampire was. Okay, so of course the Hobbit doesn't know what's going on there. They are going to open this door, because of course it's open. And they're going to come in here and find the room empty. And the vampire is now setting a trap for them in there. But of course they're being careful, so they're going to come up here and they're going to listen. So, of course, the vampire is taunting the hero. Ha! Your friend's coming, but they will be dead soon. And the Hobbit, is going to listen. Again, with their cup. They do not hear it. Okay. They're going to be cautious. Their plan is they're going to open this door with the bow in hand. But they're not going to be able to gain surprise on the vampire. Because the vampire knows they're there, where the vampire might get surprise on them. Again, it seems incredibly unlikely. I'm going to say they're only surprised on a 1, because that makes the most sense. Remember that you don't have to roll surprise all the time. And especially in this particular part of the game I'm running very narratively, and like if this was a group of player characters, I would not make them roll surprise here. They're ready for it. So if it's a 1, I'm going to give the vampire a jump on the player. No. Okay. Hobbit opens the door. Lesser vampire is standing there. Let's take a quick look at vampires. So the vampire, we already determined 7 hit dice. Okay, he fights as a white +4, so this is a -2, so he's a white +2. Okay, so the Hobbit opens the door and sees the hero friend in there. The vampire is at the other side of the room. I'm going to say that there's a very good chance that the hero is going to be able to break their bonds, because that's traditionally what we get in these kind of epic stories. So the hero is probably going to be able to break their bonds and attack the vampire as well, like from behind, because the vampire is going to make a move on the Hobbit. So let's check to see if that's accurate. So let's see if that actually happens. Let's use Mythic. We're going to say it's likely again, which means it's very likely. So 3 cards, if anyone's are yes, the hero will break their bonds this first round. No. Yes. Okay. So the vampire moves on the Hobbit. The Hobbit fires their bow. Again, it's a magical arrow, so they're going to get a bonus. Let's see what we need here. Basically, the Hobbit is hero -1, and the arrow gives them +1, so it effectively just makes them fight as a hero. Actually, are they vulnerable to magic? If they're vulnerable to magic, then the Hobbit automatically fights as a hero. Let me just look up vampires for a second. So the thing is, the Hobbit can fight as hero -1, and again, the arrow will give them +1 because it's a magic arrow. But if a creature is vulnerable to magic, then they automatically fight as a hero, and then they'll get the +1 as well. But I do not think that's the case with vampires. I'm going to check. No. Oh yeah, the hero is going to actually grab, again, because we're in a study, they're going to break the leg off a chair and try to do the wooden stake through its back. That's what the hero is doing. The Hobbit is going to shoot the bow. Let's do that first. And then we'll move the vampire up to attack the Hobbit. So again, I'm looking at fantasy combat. And we'll just get the numbers. Normally when I'm doing a combat like this, just in general with my group, I'll figure the numbers out first, and then we'll roll all the dice. So again, the vampire fights as a white +4. So a white against the hero, a white against the hero needs a 9. Now, the vampire would then normally need a 5, but because this is a vampire -2, it needs a 7. So the vampire needs a 7. He's hero -1. So the vampire needs a 6 against the Hobbit, a 7 against the hero. The Hobbit, or a hero, against a white needs a 6, and effectively this vampire is white +2, which means that they need an 8. So the Hobbit needs an 8. Again, they're using magic arrows, and the hero would need the same. If the Hobbit hits the vampire, it will do 3 dice of damage. If the hero hits it, it will kill him instantly because we're using a wooden stake. So, all right, here we go. Hobbit shoots the arrow as the vampire moves up. 8 or better. 8, yes, okay. So vampire drops down to 4 hit dice. Now vampire does regenerate at the beginning of the next turn, but so effectively if the hero hits him, they're going to kill him anyways because that'll put him down to 0. Okay, here we go. 8 or better. Come on, hero. It's not possible because, nope. Okay. The hero does not kill the vampire this round. The vampire moves up on the Hobbit, and they only need a 6 to hit the Hobbit. They roll a 5. Okay, round 2. The Hobbit now spins around. They are going to have to use their sword because they're closer to it. Well, the hero's involved. They could probably take a step back. They're going to shoot there again with an arrow. They need an 8. Bam! Okay. Vampire goes down to 1, but then goes up to 2 because they've regenerated 1. The hero is behind the vampire. It strikes. Oops. Huh, that would have hit, but I only counted up to the box. 7 misses. Vampire swings at the Hobbit wildly with the arrow sticking out of its chest and hits. Okay. The Hobbit is dropped. Now again, because it's fantastic combat, and this vampire has been capturing people and stuff, I think it's very, very likely that the vampire just like knocks the Hobbit to the side unconscious. They want to torture them, right? They're not going to kill them immediately. But again, we will let the Oracle decide. I think it's 50-50 at this point because the vampire's hurt pretty badly. So there's a 50-50 chance that the vampire will have knocked the Hobbit unconscious versus killing them. So that means 1 with any yes. But remember, we move up 1. So we're going to pull 2. We're going to pull 2 cards. If either one of this is a yes, the Hobbit is still alive. Otherwise, they are dead. They're alive. Okay. So the vampire slaps the Hobbit to the side. The Hobbit slams against the wall and falls to the ground unconscious. They are out of the combat. The hero sees this, screams out, and tries to jam the wooden stake through the vampire's heart and misses. The vampire regenerates 1 at the beginning of this turn, turns around and tries to strike the hero. So hero attacks the vampire, misses. Vampire attacks the hero. Again, against the hero, the vampire needs a 7. Misses. It regenerates again, though. Now it's at 4. If the hero does not kill it this time, hero misses. Vampire gets the hero. The hero drops to the ground. Again, almost certainly captured. Again, we'll do the same thing we did last. This one I think is very likely. So effectively, I'm going to draw 4 cards. If any of them are yes, then both of them are captured by the vampire. Yep. Okay. That's interesting. They escaped last time by slaying a powerful vampire with the help of the wizard. This time, the Hobbit sneaks in to try to help, and in the end, is taken captive as well. Both the hero and the Hobbit are captured by this vampire. The tower is surrounded by the forces of chaos. And yeah, how will they get out? I will say this one thing before we wrap this up here. The Hobbit killed a lot of stuff. And normally I give experience points for combat right away at the end of the session. The Hobbit is very close to leveling up. So when we come back next time, the Hobbit might also be a hero. We might be 2 heroes versus a vampire, and whether they can stage their escape or somebody else has to come rescue them, well, that we'll find out. If you've been enjoying these actual plays, please do take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and do all that good YouTube stuff. You can find links to my stuff in the description below, including my t-shirts if you'd like to support the channel, and my Discord, which is really fun. I'll talk to you soon.